Anybody have a parent or anybody that was involved in this conflict? Probably not, because this was only about 15 years ago. Okay? Okay, but in August of 1990, this is Kuwait, okay? This is Kuwait City, right along the coast of Kuwait, okay? And that's in 1990, in August. Now here's an image from space in February of 91, and then here's an image in November of 91. What happened? Emily, what happened?
Half that place just disappeared.
Half that place just disappeared. But then in the bottom picture, it's there again. So it reappeared. What happened? Jared?
Okay, I think it flooded and then unflooded.
It flooded and then unflooded. It's a good try, but no. Mr. Kendrick, do you have a guess? Emmett, you had your hand up. Oh, you were going to say flood and then unflood? Who are you? Dakota, what do you think?
Maybe in the war, it like wiped out half of the city
And then it just reappeared again?
and then
Oh, they built it back up. No, that's a good try, but no. Sorry, sometimes I kind of, yeah.
I think like they had a war and like
Just
they
roll your eyes.
bombed part and it's all like a bunch of smoke and falling into the sky.
It's smoke. How's smoke formed?
Fire.
Fire! Okay, you have to have fire to have smoke, right? Okay?
Oh, that's how it's fire. That's something.
Not necessarily.
Okay, you don't have to have fire to have smoke, but in this instance you do, okay? In this instance, the Iraqi government, ladies and gentlemen, didn't want, Kuwait was starting to control the water a little bit. The Iraqi government wasn't happy about that. So the Iraqi government knew that Kuwait had a ton of oil. When dun dun dun. Okay. All right. So Iraq knew that Kuwait had a ton of oil, and when there's conflict, you bother your neighbor the most by taking what's most important to them, right? Okay. Just like my toddlers do at home, right? Okay. Are you just walking out on me or what? Oh, okay. Thought maybe I offended him or something. I'm like, whoa. With my dun dun dun. Okay, so that's exactly what Iraq did. Okay? That's exactly what Iraq did. Don't take his pencils. Okay? Iraq started fires on the oil fields. Okay, so that's what you see here.
Is it burnt down the other way?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is prior to the conflict. This is in the midst of the fire going on and all the smoke in the air and the atmosphere. And then here's the remnants of. Okay, so within 12 months, 15 months, from here to here, life changed a lot for these Kuwaitis. Okay? So Iraq wasn't happy with what was happening in Kuwait and what the Kuwait government was doing and what Kuwait's friends, the United States, were doing. And so they took away what was most important to the people in Kuwait, and that was their oil. Oil is what? It's a natural resource. Oil is used for a lot of things. Somebody said an M word. What was the M word? Money. Oil is money. Okay?
No.
Okay. Okay, not literally money. Okay? It's found naturally. Yeah. They refine it. They refine oil. Okay? So back to this region, okay? So we've talked about Iraq, we've talked about Kuwait, and now we're going to go over to the region of Afghanistan and Pakistan. Present day conflict, okay? There's war going on in this region right now, okay? And so we're going to talk a little bit about that right now and how water is a major issue in this conflict. So, Mrs. Stoffer asked if I felt like you guys should have an assignment, and I said that we would take care of it all in class. So, in 10 minutes, we are going to cover what your assignment would have been. Fair enough? Or I could email you all this article and have you write a summary on it.
No, it is fine.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I looked and waited.
If you're interested in the article, I can send it to you, but we'll go through it together, okay? So the article says, what Iran and Pakistan want from the Afghans, water. With a vast empty desert as a backdrop, the militants recorded the execution of Khan Wali on video. As someone held a camera, the others encircled the condemned man to read out his sentence. This is not brutality, this is justice, declared one of the executioners. What does that mean? It is not brutality, it is justice. What is justice? Emily? it's like a wrong that's made right, right? So they're saying that by this man, Conwally, dying, there's a wrong that's being made right, okay? They're saying it's not brutal. Now, we edited the article because the article actually talks about how this man was killed and it was brutal, okay? It was horrible. And so, just take my word for it. It was an awful, awful killing. Okay, so what was Conwally's crime, you might wonder? He was protecting one of Afghanistan's most important resources, water. Conwally led a 60-man semi-official militia tasked with defending the Mishalgo Dam in eastern Paktia province. Now, what is a militia? Emmett. Are they trained soldiers? No, they're like normal citizens, right? Okay, so we have this group of citizens that have created a militia, and they're armed, and they are there to protect a dam. Okay, and what does a dam do? It stops water. Okay, so you got a river, you dam it up so that you have a lake, and there's like a reservoir of water. Fair enough? Okay, so they were building this dam. They were 2 years behind the schedule because of security concerns. The dam would irrigate about 16,000 hectares of land and produce 800 kilowatts of electricity once completed. The government had pledged that if Conwally held his ground for 2 months, so for like 60 days, he and his men would receive weapons and cash, but Conwally only lasted 20 days into the mission. Why would a man in Afghanistan, who's part of a militia, want to do this for weapons and cash? What do you know about this region?
That they're kind of losing right now.
They're kind of losing right now. Okay, what do you think, sir? That's what you're going to say? Jake, what were you going to say?
That it's a very poor country, and right now they're very war-torn, and they need money and supplies to kind of help them become a better nation.
Yeah, okay, so it's a region that's having a lot of trouble right now, okay? And if we live in Denver, okay? If Northeast Iowa was having a conflict right now, if we were having trouble, if there was military all over, I want to make sure that my family was safe, right? I'm not like a gun owner, I'm not all about weapons. But if there was a conflict, I want to make sure that my family was safe, that my family was taken care of, right? Okay? So this man wanted to do the same thing. He wanted to make sure that they were safe, that they were taken care of. Plus he also knew that this dam was needed. Okay, they needed the dam to get the water so they could have power. And you're going to learn later on why this water and why the dam was so important. Okay, so Conwally lasted 20 days and then he was killed. With such bravery, he tried to protect the dam and they killed him so brutally. Water is a critical issue in Afghanistan, and for countries like Iran and Pakistan, they're dependent on 4 of the 5 river basins that flow out of Afghanistan to irrigate the territories. Meanwhile, though the Afghans currently have enough water for their needs, any perception of abundance is illusory. So they have enough water right now. Some people might say they have too much or excess, but they really don't. Okay? The availability of water per capita is expected to decline by 50% in the next 3 decades. What does that stat mean? What's a decade? How many years is a decade, Alexis?
10 years.
10 years. So if we have 3 decades, Alexis, how many years is that?
30.
30 years. Okay, so we've got, in 30 years, the availability of water for each person is going to decline by 1/2. So that'd be like you guys all having access to half of the water that you have. Big deal?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Okay. Afghanistan's extremely weak infrastructure and one of the lowest water storage capacities in the world means that large parts of the country cannot make their own water resources. What does this word, where's the red light? There it is. What does this word infrastructure mean? Jalen?
It's kind of like all the main parts of like the country's government and the economy.
No. Good try. Anybody else?